Hello students, welcome to lecture 7 on unit 5 metal corrosion, its prevention and electrochemistry. Till previous lecture we had completed metal corrosion and its prevention, and in this lecture we are going to start with the second half of this chapter, that is electrochemistry. In this second half of this chapter we are going to study about certain important terms related to electrochemistry, mechanism of electrolysis, applications of electrolysis, electrochemical cell and its classification, construction and working of Daniell cell, and lastly, Faraday's first and second law of electrolysis. Now let us first know what is electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with interconversion of electrical energy to chemical energy and vice versa. What is a cell? Cell is a device where above chemical reactions take place, that is conversion of electrical energy to chemical energy and chemical energy to electrical energy. That setup or arrangement is called as cell. There are two types of cells. One is electrochemical cell or voltaic, or it is also called as galvanic cells. And second type is electrolytic cell. For example, in a battery, chemical energy is converted to electrical energy. In electroplating or electrolysis, electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. So this is how the interconversion of electrical energy to chemical energy and vice versa is studied under electrochemistry. The first type of the cell is electrochemical cells or voltaic cell, or it is also called as galvanic cell, in which a spontaneous chemical reaction generates electrical energy. That is, chemical energy gets converted to electrical energy. As you can see in this image, this is a battery from which the chemical energy is getting converted to the electrical energy. So examples of electrochemical cells are disposable AA batteries that we use in our remote controls of TV, clocks, and the lithium ion batteries used in iPhones. Second type of cell is electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cells, it absorbs free energy from an external electrical source to drive a non-spontaneous chemical reaction. It means by passing electrical current, it is converted to carry out non-spontaneous chemical reaction. That is, electrical energy gets converted to chemical energy. Examples: rechargeable batteries, electrolysis of water forming hydrogen and oxygen, electrolysis of sodium chloride, that is common salt, forming sodium metal and chlorine gas. Okay, here are some transformations of electrical energy to chemical energy are shown. Basically, this diagram relates to the conversion of electrical energy to chemical energy. This we can call it as electrolytic cell, in which this is a source of electric current. You can see here battery is written. So from external source of current, that is battery, electric current is passed through this electrolytic solution, and in which it undergoes decomposition and gets converted into chemical energy. That is, at the respective anodes, different reactions take place as a result of chemical reactions. So here in electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. We know that electric current is a flow of electrons. So what is a conductor? The substances that allows electric current to pass through them are known as conductors. For examples, all the metals, graphite, fused salts, aqueous solutions of acids, bases, and salts are good conductors of electricity. While insulator or non-conductor is a substance which does not allow electric current to pass through it. Okay, like examples: wood, plastic, rubber, alcohol, petrol, kerosene, oil. These are non-conductors or insulators. Conductors are of two types again. One is metallic conductor and the other one is electrolytic conductors. Metallic conductors, these are the substances which conduct electricity by the electrons. For example, all metals, graphite, etc., sodium, potassium, alkaline earth metals like copper, silver, gold, and other transition metals, they are very good conductors of electricity. Electrolytic conductors are the substances which in aqueous solution or infused state liberate ions and conduct the electricity through these ions, thereby resulting in chemical decomposition. Electrolytic conductors are the substances which in aqueous solution, that is, if we say about salt solution, then when salt is dissolved in water, then it becomes aqueous solution of the salt. Or fused state. Fused state matlab the after melting that solid salt in a porcelain dish at particular temperature, it will melt, and that molten state or melted state of the salt is called as fused state. Okay, which is just obtained by melting that substance. Okay, in that states, these substances liberate ions, and through the flow of these ions, it conducts the electricity, resulting in chemical decomposition. For example, acids, bases, and salt solution are electrolytic conductors. What is electrolysis? Electrolysis, it is a chemical change produced by the passage of electric current resulting in the chemical decomposition of a substance is known as electrolysis. Okay, that is this is a example of electrolytic cell, which is the apparatus required for carrying out the electrolysis. Okay, which comprises of two electrodes, and there is electrolytic solution, that is aqueous solution or molten salt taken in the vessel. There are two electrodes, one acts as anode and the other acts as cathode. So electrodes are required, an external source of power or current in the form of battery. So electrolysis is what? It is a chemical change by the passage of electric current. When current is passed through this battery into the solution by means of these electrodes, it results into the chemical decomposition of the electrolyte. Okay, and different substances get liberated at the respective electrodes. Okay, that process or that chemical change is known as electrolysis. So like when we talk about the common components of electrolytic cell, we require electrodes which conduct electricity between the cell and the electrolyte. What is electrolyte? It is a mixture of ions involved in the reaction or carrying charge. Okay, here, this solution contains various ions in the solution. Then wiring for external circuit. These electrodes are connected to the battery by means of insulating wires, and of course external source of current, that is battery. Now let us know significance of the terms involved in electrolysis. So whenever we are talking about electrolyte or electrolytic conductors, so what is that electrolyte? I have already explained you. Let us learn it again. An electrolyte is a substance that dissociates in water into charged particles called ions. Positively charged ions are called cations and negatively charged ions are called anions. So electrolyte is a substance which in its fused or solution state liberate ions and conduct the electricity. It's called as electrolyte. It contains positive and negative ions in it. Simply, an electrolyte is a substance that can conduct an electric current when melted, which is called as fused state, or dissolved in water, that is aqueous state. There are again two types of electrolytes, strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. So what is strong electrolyte? A strong electrolyte is a solute or solution that is an electrolyte that completely dissociates into solution. The solution will contain only ions and no molecules of the electrolyte. Strong electrolytes are good conductors of electricity, but only in aqueous solution or in molten form. Okay. So what is a strong electrolyte? It is a solute or solution in which the electrolyte completely dissociates into positive ions and negative ions, and there are no molecules of that electrolyte present in the solution. Okay. And strong electrolytes are good conductors of electricity in aqueous solution and in molten form. In solid state, the ions are not free to move. Okay. Strong acids, strong bases, and ionic salts are strong electrolytes. Salts have high solubility in the solvent to act as strong electrolyte. That means strong electrolytes have high degree of ionization, we can see. Example, strong acid, strong electrolyte in aqueous solution. It dissociates into positive ion called as cation and negative ion called as anion. Example, specifically we can quote strong acids like hydrochloric acid, HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, nitric acid, HNO3, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, NaOH and KOH are the strong bases. These are all examples of strong electrolytes. Weak electrolyte only partially break into ions in fused or solution state and have a low degree of ionization. Okay. Weak electrolyte are the substances that do not ionize completely. It partially break into the ions. So the solution contains molecules of the electrolytes as well as positive and negative ions also. Weak electrolytes include weak acids, weak bases, and a variety of other compounds. Most compounds that contain nitrogen are weak electrolytes. Examples, specific examples we can give H2SO3, that is carbonic acid, acetic acid, that is CH3COOH, ammonium hydroxide NH4OH, and salts like aluminum hydroxide and barium sulfate, which are sparingly soluble in water. Okay, so these are the weak electrolytes. The third term is non-electrolyte. Non-electrolytes do not break into ions in water at all. They do not undergo ionization. Completely remain unionized in fused or solution state and contain only molecules and hence do not conduct the electricity. As in case of insulator or non-conductor, we have studied the substance that does not allow the flow of electric current, okay, which is a solid, it may be metal, uh, sorry, it may be wood or plastic or rubber. But in when we talk about non-electrolyte, it is a liquid form of the non-conductor. So non-electrolytes do not ionize at all and hence do not conduct electricity due to the absence of ions. Common examples include most carbon compounds such as sugars, fats, petrols, oils, and alcohols. Molecular example we can give methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, glucose solution. They are non-electrolytes. Thank you, students.